Hi kitties and pretty much all of my tacticians who may be watching this. Today's video is not about a battle, or how cool someone battled Impy, or how badly he flopped in a battle, or even how to prepare or plan yourself like a lot of my videos have been. No, this video is going to be talking about shiny Pokemon, as the title says. Don't try to lie to me, you know what you're getting into when you saw the title and clicked on the video. In any case, I just want to ask you a question. When was the last time you, yes you, were not interested in a shiny Pokemon? Now, let's get just a tiny appetizer into what I'm talking about. Have you any idea how hard it is to get a shiny without using the most modern methods? And by that I do not mean Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu games, but those in Ultra Sun and Moon like SOS battles, Masuda method, or without getting the shiny charm, or even those glitch shiny methods in which you have to do like 10 different things to manipulate a Magikarp egg into becoming a shiny rose. I don't know how that works. But in any case, seriously, go try doing that now. Finish a game of Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and go and try and find or breed yourself a shiny without using any of those methods, and then come back and tell me how easy it was. I'll be patient. Huh, back again? Huh? Okay, let me see. Let me guess. You couldn't find one. Figured as much. That's because without those, your odds of finding a shiny in the most modern generations, Generation 6 and 7, are 1 in 4,096. Pretty rare, huh? Well, back in Generation 5, all the way back to Generation 2, your odds were even crazier, being 1 in 8,192. Now that's insanely rare. Heck, I could probably win the lottery with those odds. But we're not here to talk about the odds of the shiny Pokemon and how they've evolved over the years. No, I want to talk to you about what I originally asked you. When was the last time you were not interested in a shiny Pokemon? When shiny Pokemon were first introduced, they were insanely hard to come by. And if you had one, it was done with such hard work and dedication that you showed it off all the time. If you had a shiny, it was like a badge of pride and something that made your friends jealous of you. Heck, there are trainers out there that I know who will never part with their shiny Pokemon no matter what you offer them. They stubbornly cling to them because they understand the value of their shiny, which I think people have forgotten over the years. Let's go back in time and discuss what I mean. Back in Generation 2, there was no shiny charm, no Masuda method that we know today, so the only way to get a shiny was to find one using the base method of 1 in 8,192 via breeding it or searching for it. Do you know how difficult and impossible to find a shiny is with those odds? You are better off using that time finding a shiny legendary. The only exception to this is the red Gyarados in Generation 2, which is shiny by default. However, there is a way to get easier shinies in Generation 2, and that is to breed a shiny Pokemon with another Pokemon. If you find yourself with the aforementioned shiny red Gyarados, you can use that Gyarados to breed with another Gyarados, and have yourself a 1 in 64 chance of the offspring being shiny as well. But if everyone does that, then everyone will have themselves a red Gyarados. And if everyone has a shiny red Gyarados, it's not nearly as rare then, is it? But if you have yourself a Ditto, that's a shiny, then you can go on a Generation 2 shiny breeding spree, as the same rule applies to it. I think. So basically, if you wanted to get a lot of shinies, you had to be extremely lucky with finding shiny Ditto with those odds, which means finding a shiny Ditto in a 1 in 8,192 odds, and heaven forbid you run into another Pokemon that appears shiny. In Generation 2, there was also a method for determining shininess, by looking at the IVs, and if the speed, special defense, and defenses are all 10 while the attack is either 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, or 15, it will be shiny! Listen to me, I said we weren't going to get involved in the history of shiny odds, and here I am giving you a history of them. Oh lord. But that's the end of Generation 2. A nightmare of finding shinies with those insane odds, right? Well, on to Generation 3. And guess what? No shiny breeding method. You're stuck with the base 1 in 8,192. So now the odds of finding a shiny are even harder, because you can't rely on Ditto to solve all of your shiny breeding needs. From Generation 4 onwards, the odds are improved with the Masuda method, which is taking a foreign Pokemon with a foreign language and breeding it with your game's Pokemon. It will improve the odds of a shiny breeding to 5 in 8,192 in Generation 4, and 6 in 8,192 in Generation 5. In Generation 4, you can use the Poké-Radar and chain a single patch, and if the chain is more than 40, your odds of a shiny appearing is 41 in 8,192. Generation 5 introduced the fabled Shiny Charm, which increased the shiny odds by effectively triple the amount. I'm not a mathematician, and I'm not going to go deep into the math for you. My brain is already hurting just right now as of writing this script. In fact, I misspelled writing as I say this. It should also be noted that these shiny odd increasing methods all stack. Now, we get to Generation 6, which introduced both the Friend Safari and fishing methods, and the odds of shiny appearing reduced from 1,892 to 1 in 4,096, and all the other effects remain the same, just taking into account the new base odds. The Friend Safari improved the odds by 5 in 4,096, and the consecutive fishing method by 41 in 4,096 if the chain is more than 20. In Generation 7, the introduction of SOS battles improved the odds of shinies appearing to 13 in 4,096 if the chain is greater than 31. With all these methods of getting a shiny, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't have at least one shiny to their name that they themselves caught. Yet, these are the normal methods built in by the devs. There are other methods of attaining shinies, some of them not very notable in terms of legitimacy, and in my years I've watched several 24/7 shiny giveaway streams grow in popularity because they seem to have an endless number of shiny Pokemon for people to obtain. Now, I won't question or tell people where they should or shouldn't get their shinies from, but I do have to ask you this. What is the value of shiny Pokemon to you? The Pokemon is supposed to be super hard to obtain, yet everyone has an abundance of. Is it rare anymore? I've met people who were so loaded with shinies that they themselves just give them away because they have so many of them and didn't want them anymore. When I asked where they got them, they said they just collected them from a lot of places, people, trades, and of course those 24/7 shiny giveaway channels. Shinies are rare Pokemon that don't appear often, and most people don't boast a lot of them, if any. Yet, when was the last time you straight up refused a shiny offered to you? Without knowing what you know now, aka legitimacy, authenticity, anything like that, when was the last time you honestly said no to a shiny Pokemon? Probably never, I'm betting. Who would? Shiny Pokemon are cool and rare and are worth getting. They are just oh so valuable. But if you have boxes full of nothing but shiny Pokemon, are they valuable anymore? That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I love shiny Pokemon, and I love the value of shiny Pokemon that I have in them. They are sparkly, a badge of personal pride, and when you finally get one that you wanted, it feels exceptionally worth it. But what about you? What value do you place on shiny Pokemon? Let me know down below, and if you like what I do here, perhaps, give a like or even a subscribe if you really want to. Now, before I go, I want to give a big shout out to Damon for helping out with some of these numbers, and Koala for, helping me record some of the videos. Seriously, my brain can only take so many numbers after failing a college math course 3 times. But regardless of where your shinies come from, if you find value in them, then value them. And while I might find way more value in a shiny I spent 8 hours SOS chaining for over a shiny I was given by someone who had no memory of where it came from, that doesn't mean you should follow my belief. Until next time, kitties.
I'm taking in what I can get, but I can't find the answers yet. Head in the water, slow my mind. I hold my breath until I'm found.